welcome back to one of my more scary stories to tell in the dark readings. The story I'll be sharing with you all today is titled The Bed by the Window. Now, of course, I can't tell you too much about it without, ruining the whole thing for you all, but I can tell you this. It doesn't have any monsters or ghosts, but it will still succeed in leaving you unsettled. I'll see you guys at the end of the video, and without further ado, on with the story. There were once 3 elderly men who all shared the same room in a nursing home. Their room only had one window, but for them, it was the only link they had to the real world. One of the men, Ted Culling, who had been there longest, had the bed located next to the window. And when Ted died, the man in the bed next to him, George Best, was the one who took his place, and the third man, Richard Green, took George's bed. Now, despite of his illness, George was actually a very cheerful man, who spent much of his days describing the sights he could see from his new bedside. Things like pretty girls, police officers, traffic jams, pizza parlors, fire stations, and other scenes of life outside. Richard absolutely loved to listen to George, but the more and more George talked about life outside, the more Richard wanted to see for himself. Yet he knew only when George had died would he have his chance. He wanted to look out the window so badly that one day he decided he was going to kill George. He's going to die soon anyway. What difference would it make? He told himself. And it was partially true. George did have a bad heart. If he had an attack during the night and the nurse couldn't get to him right away, he had pills he would take. He kept them in a bottle on top of the cabinet in between him and Richard's bed. All Richard had to do was knock it onto the floor where he could not find it, and it would be done. A few nights later, George had died, just as Richard had planned. And the next morning, of course, Richard was moved to the bed by the window. Now he could finally see for himself the things outside that George had described. And after the nurses had left and the room was cleared, Richard eagerly turned and looked out the window. But as his eyes gazed through the glass, he could see nothing but a blank brick wall. Hey there guys, and thank you so much for watching this all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed the video and thought that the story had a bit of a better twist ending than the last one I did, the church. One of my friends saw it and they were pretty disappointed with the ghost turning out to just, be a sheep. Anyways, please feel free to share what you thought about the video and thought about the story, and just, feel free to leave some feedback. I'll see you guys later. Bye!